Playing Monster Hunter has been a blast, even if it took me longer than I wanted it to learn Charge Blade. But as I played, more and more monsters would do little things to just piss me off, whether it's a monster yelling constantly, stupid debuffs draining my stamina, getting one-shot, getting hit by something that I don't think really should have hit me at all, or even getting knocked around by what I feel like are the tiniest of monster movements. So, I set out to make an armor set that would completely shut down all of that stupid stuff, while also giving me some flexibility for certain encounters if I need it. The skills we're going to be looking for are the following: Divine Blessing to potentially reduce damage from big attacks, Earplugs to stop monsters yelling at us constantly so we can get in some free hits, Flinch Free to stop those dinky little hits from knocking us over all the time, and Blight Resistance to stop those debuffs from happening. We'll grab some other stuff along the way as well. Presenting the anti-bullshit build. This build mainly consists of endgame materials, but I think there's only a couple of items, maybe even only one item, that requires a very high hunter rank. This is a very defensive-focused build. I realize a lot of the issues that I have can be solved with a nice heaping cup of Get Good, but I still like to build anyway. This video does contain endgame spoilers, so Elder Dragons and the final boss will be shown and or mentioned in some way. If you care about that, come back when you finish the campaign, or if you don't care about spoilers. In the Helm slot, we will get the Bazel Beta Helm. This gives us Earplugs level 2 with a level 3 and a level 1 decor slot. We'll use that level 3 slot, filling it with a Brace Jewel for Flinch Free. Level 3 decorations are from Tempered Elder Dragons mainly, but you can also meld them if you get lucky. The level 1 slot is going to be left open. Our charm is going to be Earplugs Charm 3 to get us a total of level 5 earplugs right off the bat. Unfortunately, you're going to need some really annoying materials in order to make this, including majestic horns from Diablos, a Bazel gem, and a Teostra gem, so get to farming. Our chest armor is pretty simple. Kirin Beta, giving us 2 levels of Divine Blessing with a level 1 decor slot, which will be filled with a Protection Jewel 1, giving us level 3 Divine Blessing. We have discussed Divine Blessing in the past. It's great for a moron like me who just likes to swing wildly and does not think about his next move whatsoever. However, we'll talk about this armor piece a little bit later since we are going to have a bunch of open decoration slots with this build. Next, we're going to round out the entire build with 3 pieces of Xeno armor: gloves, legs, and boots. This was mainly to get a 3-stack of Flinch Free, but we're going to look at each piece individually. The Xeno gloves can be either the alpha or beta version. The beta version does give you a level 3 decor slot, which can be pretty nice, but even a 1-stack of critical boost gives 30% more crit damage. That's a solid chunk of damage. If you don't want to go with the critical boost, or you have a level 3 decoration that you want in its place instead, then go with the beta gloves. The Xeno pants are our Blight resistance source. I am mainly a melee player, so I don't really need the special ammo boost. That gets us 2 slots, a level 1, which will be filled with a Resistor decoration, and an open level 2 slot for whatever we want. Perhaps a non-elemental boost, or affinity slider, or maybe a flight jewel for aerial combat users. Blight resistance is probably not needed as much as the other skills, but getting these pants enables our 3-piece Xeno bonus. If you can live without the 3-piece bonus, maybe you don't have a weapon that has a lot of white sharpness, or you just don't need any Blight resistance, then you can feel free to swap these out. Finally, the boots round out our Flinch-free level 3 bonus. Power Prolonger as a skill doesn't seem too bad. It actually seems quite good, at least I think it is. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But only 1 stack of it, at least to me, doesn't appeal a ton. I feel like it's more of a level 2 or level 3 stacked skill. But feel free to take it by all means, because the level 1 slot in these boots is also open. If you want 2 level 1 slots, then build the beta. All in all, with this build, we have the following. Level 5 Earplugs for immunity to monster roars. Level 3 Divine Blessing to occasionally take half damage from an attack. Level 3, Flinch free to reduce the amount of times we're knocked around by monsters. Immunity to blights. The 3-piece Xeno bonus, which cuts sharpness loss in half, meaning we don't need to sit out to sharpen as often. And we have a lot of open slots to specialize even farther, although most of them are level 1. I end up using a lot of resistance decorations based on the fight that I'm doing, but you could use, for example, a set of 3 drain jewels if you're a hammer user. You could use various sets of elemental attacks. It's pretty open. We can also stack protection jewels in these empty slots to get off of the Kirin chest piece and go for something more offensive, like the Xeno chest getting Power Prolonger, or if you dropped the Xeno pants, you can get the Xeno chest to get the set bonus back. We can go with the Rathalos chest getting 2 levels of weakness exploit, the Diablos beta chest for sluggers for hammers, which goes well with the 3 drain jewels, or even more anti-bullshit like evade window on a Legiana chest. The choice is completely yours. Just remember that you won't have as many open decor slots to help you if you use those slots for protection jewels. If you have a specialized hunting horn user in your group, then the freedom opens up even more. I've been using what is basically a slightly weaker version of this build up until recently, and it has been blissful, negating a ton of the annoyances that fighting certain enemies can bring. Granted, this is probably a bit overkill as far as a build goes. It is heavily invested into defensive capabilities, but it's been really nice as a player, still learning the ropes, still learning new weapons, and still learning in general. That being said, it's probably for more melee-focused builds. I haven't used any ranged weaponry yet, but I imagine it's a little bit easier to stay out of the way of a monster if you're ranged, maybe negating the need for some of this stuff. Again, this is pretty endgame material heavy, but the only thing that you won't be able to get easily in the HR 15 to 29 area of the game are just level 3 jewels, and the only level 3 jewel required for this build is the Flinch free one. So this build can work as early as you killing the final boss, provided that you get the materials for it. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Going to include a quick fight against Nurg with this build to close out the video. This is my first build video after all. I could just be completely wrong on this. Feel free to give some feedback on it in the comments, or if you have your own tweaks, let me hear them. Hopefully this is not a terrible build. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.